R360 has been dealt a massive blow this week, and if you didn't know what R360 was, it is a rebel league that is being set up in the background by a group of investors fronted by Mike Tindall for some reason. Not sure why him specifically. He seems to be the face of it, and what their plan is something similar to what they've done with Live Golf, and they plan to do like a Grand Prix where they take it around and do weekends of sport, kind of like a sevens tournament but with full games with like franchises, and they intend to attract all the big names in rugby into it and send them around the globe, but in a more condensed way, so they're not flogging the players. They keep saying it's better for player welfare. It would consist of 12 teams, 8 men's, 4 women's, playing matches over 8 weekends annually in different locations like Tokyo and London, etc. So why was it dealt such a big blow this week? Well, this week multiple unions have come out, and basically all the main unions, all the Six Nations one, bar Wales, which we'll touch on of course, and then the Rugby Championship nations and the like, and they basically said, if you go and play in R360 to the players, then you're not going to be eligible to play international rugby, which is, could potentially be the death rattle for this tournament. It's always kind of been something in the background which no one really took too seriously. I'll be honest, I didn't take it seriously. We haven't spoke about it on Dragon because it's always kind of like new tournaments get talked about and nothing happens. But over the last few weeks, kind of picked up a bit of pace. Seems like they're kind of serious about it. But this is probably potentially the death nail in the coffin. It is basically the main and biggest lever that the unions can pull, because the money is going to be better in R360, so this is going to be the biggest way of them being able to keep the main stars, and it's really going to make the majority of them just not see this as a viable option moving forward, of course. So where do Wales fit into this? Well, they basically agreed with the other teams that are in the Six Nations with them, but with the ongoing consultation and the uncertainty over, to be honest, the future of club rugby in Wales, then they've said they're not going to put pen to paper and sign this as a definite. There was a short note that they wrote, so the Welsh Rugby Union is unable to sign this statement given to the ongoing uncertainty. They did support what was going ahead, but they, quote, reserve the right not to select men and women's players for international duty if they participate in this competition. So they basically said they back the other nations that have doing this and the other unions, but they're not putting pen to paper and saying, if you go, you're definitely not going to be allowed to play. I wonder if that's just in case someone just goes, like a rees-zammit, just goes, well, I don't really care about playing for Wales, I'm just going to go and play in this R360. They might then potentially go, oh, well, we didn't actually say officially, we didn't sign this thing, so we can still pick you. Maybe, or maybe just because Welsh Rugby is currently on fire and in the bin, then they just go like I can't deal with this right now, you guys sort this out. But yeah, we agree with what you're saying. It could be either or, could be both. With this WRU, you never know. I mean, is that statement not the most Welsh Rugby Union thing you've ever heard? So it's an interesting one. What will be interesting now is if they were to cut down to 2 regions, there would be a lot of players around. Granted, they would be maybe the not top tier players, but then potentially other players could be looking to move out of Wales with less opportunities, maybe to the French League or the Premiership. So if the R360 was available, maybe Welsh players would be going on a discount because there'd be so many of them, and squads for R360 could pad out their team with some squad players, because you're going to need players for your squad depth. So I wonder if that would be a way it could affect Welsh rugby. But obviously, this is all speculation, given the fact that pretty much every serious rugby nation has come out and said we're not going to let our internationals play in this tournament. Kind of really puts the death nail in the coffin, I think, as I mentioned. But it'll be interesting to see what develops over the next few weeks. And stay on DragonSports, because anything that comes out, we will update you, and I will catch you on the next one.